Welcome to ProjectME, the podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Carter, the founder of ProjectME, multimillionaire entrepreneur, former TV newscaster, money-making expert, female empowerment speaker, and self-proclaimed office supply addict. My mission is to take the mystery out of making big money. Every week on ProjectME, the podcast, I'll share success tips, strategies, and stories from other entrepreneurs, experts, and millionaires, showing you exactly how you can achieve your most exceptional life. Now let's get to it. Let me ask you something. Do you feel like you're doing all the things to grow your business, but it's barely budging? If you had an expert you trusted lay out a proven strategy for you step by step to get you to consistent $20,000 to $50,000 months without burning yourself out, would you do it? Imagine if in 2 days you got more done for your business than you have all damn year. Imagine being immersed in an abundant cocoon, luxuriating at one of the most exclusive beaches in the world while getting a customized action plan nailed down for your business so you can clearly scale it to multiple six figures. Imagine being able to release all that mental money noise that has been weighing you down in a highly supportive, safe, and super fun environment. Would it feel good for you to leave after 2 days with me, having your profitable offers laid out, clearly understanding the holes in your business and how to fix them, a marketing plan so you can sell the shit out of your offers, how to attract more paying clients on repeat, and knowing exactly how you are going to generate passive income from your business? If this feels good to you, even if it feels scary, you need to take the final call and your final chance to go take a look at the page for the mastermind. This is my first ever 2-day live mastermind experience with me. I have not done one in 4 years, so the likelihood of me doing one of these again is slim. So I would not procrastinate or tell yourself it's not the time. If you're not sure if this is great for you, the best thing to do is to fill out an application and let me help you determine that, because I'm not accepting anybody into the mastermind who I don't absolutely know for sure would be a great fit and would get an excellent return on investment, because that's not a good look for either of us. Go to projectmewithtiffany.com/mastermind, projectmewithtiffany.com/mastermind. The link is also my bio on Instagram at projectmewithtiffany. These applications are closing really soon here, and there's a maximum of 15 spots. So by the time you're hearing this, we might already be sold out. I'm not sure. So go to the page, read the details, fill out the application, do the damn scary thing, and stop toe dipping on your business. Welcome to ProjectME with Tiffany Carter, the podcast and posse. I'm your host, Tiffany, and this is a special episode today. I got a really strong download that this was needed. And also, Mercury is back in retrograde till October 18th. So if your last week has been intense, lots of mind games going on, lots of communication issues in your life, and uncertainty, you're all over the place. Well, now you know why if you weren't aware. And this is going to be going on for a couple more weeks. So I felt this was the perfect time. Now, we could use the whole Mercury's in retrograde as an excuse, and you know how I feel about that. We don't want to use it as an excuse. It's validating to know why we're feeling crazy, but also this is a great time to step into a new energetic version of yourself. So this episode is the art, strategy, and science of making major money online. And the thing that you think is blocking you, or the multiple things that you think are the reason why you're not making the money, getting the clients, getting the sales, filling your programs, growing your audience, your email list, all that crap, the reason why it isn't happening and all the stuff that you're making up in your head, or that you read or watch other people's stuff and you're like, oh, that's my problem. Whether it's you're in a saturated industry, you think you're awkward, you don't show up on camera enough, you don't have a big enough audience, whatever it may be, that's all shit. That's not why. I'm going to share with you what's really blocking you from bringing in that next level of money so that you can actually do something about it. But before I go into that, I really need to talk about this new damn drink that Starbucks came out with. I'm aghast. Oh my God. I love using random dramatic words that are like old fashioned, especially with all of my listeners who are outside the US. I know you have to admit a lot of the sayings that we have in America are very strange. There's obviously every country has their own saying. So I'm also curious. DM me at ProjectME with Tiffany. What is like the weirdest saying that's so bizarre from your native language? Because I know I have a lot of friends who are Lebanese. There's a lot of weird ass sayings. A lot of my clients are from India, and there's like these really, really old ancient sayings that are still used that are so bizarre. I'm always fascinated by these, but like aghast is so dramatic, so appropriate for Americans is word dramatic. Anyway, so I make my magical coffee drink at home. I started that when I was a broke ass and I did not have extra money to go to Starbucks. Well, I could have used the little money I had to do that. But instead, I knew that wasn't a good plan. I needed to use that money for other things so I could not be a broke ass anymore. So one of the ways I saved was making my coffee at home. I mean, it's crazy how much you save. But now I'm obsessed with my magical coffee drink and my really ugly truck driver's mug that I will never get rid of. There's a whole nother story around that, by the way. I need to share that in my Instagram story. Something crazy happened after years of me sharing my truck driver's mug. I can't even believe it. Anyway, so I was at Rare Occurrence, was at Starbucks in a desperate times. So I went in and I keep, watching all of you guys show, all of your cold brews and all these like concoctions they've come up with. And I worked at Starbucks in high school and college. So, it was when it was basic, right? It was like your standard mocha. There was a caramel macchiato. Like that was probably the fanciest thing, but there was none of this, all this crazy shit. So I went in, and before I even could get a word out, and I was scanning the menu because there was a lot of new stuff up there. And before I even could give my order, the woman was like, "You have to try the pumpkin spice foam cold brew." And I looked at her like she had like 5 heads. And I was like, that is absolutely never happening. So that we need to move on from that. And I started laughing, and she was shocked. She was shocked because I think that's like her standard line she says. And people are like, "Ooh, yum. That sounds scrumptious." And she goes, "Well, we have a brand new drink, and it's some apple shit ass drink. I should have looked up the name." I also want to make a clear point that I don't like apple beverages. I don't even like apple juice. I mean, as a kid I did, but I'm not in apple beverages of any kind, cold or hot. Now, if it's like there's apple in a green juice or something, I can get down with that. And I'll eat apples, and I'm down for apple pie. I don't like apple cider. I don't like, are there apples in mulled wine? It's the best mulled damn wine, you Canadians. You guys know what's up with that hot mulled wine. Oh my God. It gets you lit. I've made many purchases in Canada off that mulled wine. But I need to know, what are our thoughts of now the new revolution? I think people are trying to attack us and now come up with an adjunct to the pumpkin spice drink with this apple nonsense. Are we down for apple drinks, or are we not available for it? Need to know these things. All right. Done ranting. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Oh my God. I can't believe you guys listen to me sometimes. If you take anything away from this podcast, I want you to remember this. You can't out-strategize or outwork your deep money and worth wounds. You just can't. I know, because I spent my first 5 years in building my first business trying to do that unknowingly, innocently. And I was stuck between the 150,000 and 250,000 mark per year. Now, I know some of you are like, well, honey, that is not a bad place to be stuck at. Like, my ass would love to be stuck there. I mean, when I started, you know, in my world, I made $17,000 a year. So if I heard someone saying this, I'd be like, okay, must be nice. The point is, it's all relative. If you saw what I was doing to try to even maintain that, I was scraping, I was forcing, I was hustling, I was grinding. I'm talking 12, 14 hours a day, 7 days a week in order to get that. Because I thought more was better. More was better. You do more, you're more successful. The early bird catches the worm. You know, you need to be the first in and the last to leave. This is all crap, bullshit conditioning that all of us have been fed in different ways, whether it's from our families of origin, it's from where we live, like whether we grew up in the countryside or we grew up in the city or what country we grew up in. It comes from media. It comes from our education system, and it's bullshit. And who does that serve? That the more is better. Do more and you'll get more. Do more. You need this. You need that. Who benefits from that? These giant corporations who are hiring people to trade their time and energy to get that same salary year after year. They're benefiting off that. Any of the, you know, heavy consumer industries, right, which are most of them, are benefiting off that. You need to be skinny. You need to stay looking young. You need to have your hair a certain way. Your skin needs to be a certain color. You need to sound a certain way. You need to have these certain clothes. It's exhausting and it's shit. And I wanted to share this episode so you guys could hear from me what I wish someone told me on repeat back then. It would have saved me so much time, pain, anguish, just misery, depression, anxiety, and I would have made a lot more money a lot sooner. And that's one of my goals here at ProjectME. My goal is for you guys to get that financial abundance, get that financial freedom, that financial power, have that success, and get it faster and easier than I did, because you're coming to me, whether you're paying me or learning from my free resources like this podcast, in order to shave off time. That is the shortcut, is learn from someone else's mistakes who has done it for a long ass time. I mean, it's 14 years here. So I know what works and I know what doesn't after coaching more than 1,500 people privately, more than 150,000 people in group settings. So I'm glad that you're listening, because you're doing something really, really smart by learning from someone who's fucked up. I can't even tell you how many times, not knowingly, right? Not knowingly. So I don't want you shaming yourselves, because what I'm going to share with you is going to sound so simple and so obvious. And then we can easily go to shame, like, oh my God, how didn't I see that? How didn't I know that? That was right in front of my face. Because you've been conditioned. You've been conditioned from birth. So it's about unraveling that conditioning and then reconditioning yourself for something new. So it would be like you're someone who's well conditioned for Pilates, right? You're great at Pilates. That's your jam. And then you go to try a different sport. Maybe it's snowboarding, or maybe it's doing a triathlon, and you feel like you're totally out of shape. You're like, what in the hell is my problem? I thought I was in good shape. This is so hard. It's because you're just not conditioned for it. That doesn't mean you're in bad shape, right? You try a new class at the gym, like you've not cycled, but you've been doing other things, and you go to a cycling class, you're like very humbled, like, oh my God, I must be out of shape. You're not out of shape. You were just conditioned for something else. So we just need to recondition you. We don't need to make that hard too. And believe me, I know I have a deep-rooted belief that I'm constantly working on, that everything has to be hard because success can't be easy. Success has to come hard. No, success also gets to come easy. I'm going to do a whole separate episode on that because there's some shit that's come up for me recently that is major. And I know it's meant for me to share with you guys to learn from. So tell me if you relate to this. It's like you even get resentful and even jealous when you see other entrepreneurs, other people in your field, whether you're in the medical field, you're in accounting, you're a coach, you're a healer, whatever it may be. And you see them crushing it and it looks like it's easy for them, that it comes easily. It comes so fast for them. It almost seems natural. And then your head's like, what am I missing here? What am I doing wrong? You're begging God, you're begging the universe, you're begging angels, you're begging aliens for a sign, and you're still not getting any real direction. And then you're like, maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. Maybe this isn't meant for me. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. And then your brain gets really nasty and starts pointing out all the things about you that you already have some kind of insecurity about. Well, maybe you're too old to be starting now. Maybe you're too awkward. Maybe you're not well spoken enough. Maybe you're a crappy writer. Maybe no one cares what you have to say. Maybe you are too fat. Maybe this is not an industry for someone like me. Who do you think you are? All that stuff comes in, and it's none of that. And I know if you're nodding your head right now, or at least you're nodding it inside your brain like, oh my God, how did she know I was at this point? Because one of the beautiful, glorious ways and secrets of being so successful in attracting clients online and offline, right, in real life on repeat, is this connection and knowing your ideal client so well that you are in their head and you get them on that level just as well as you get your significant other, your own child, your best friend. And speaking right to that and breathing life into that and sharing your experience, strength, and hope with that. And I'm doing it right now. And that's why I say, there's an art, strategy, and science of making major money online. I'm all about the strategy. And that is all stuff that we're going really deep on in my 2-day live mastermind. The applications are closing soon for that. Listen, it took me 4 years to offer any in-person access to me. So the likelihood of me doing this again is very slim. So if your brain is coming up with excuses like, oh, I'm probably not far enough along yet. I'm probably not ready yet. I'm just starting this other business. I don't know if I could really take the time. God, should I really spend the money on that because it's only 2 days? And your brain's going round and round and you're feeling resistance, I would challenge you to lean into that. Because when we're going to feel resistance to those big actions we need to take. To anything we're scared of when we're up leveling, we're going to have resistance to. It's the easy stuff, the stuff that's, not so hard that we're more comfortable with. We don't have that resistance. So it can kind of trick our brains into thinking that's what you're supposed to do more of. You've already done more of that. You've already done all of those things. You've already worked with the people who inspire you and have done, little courses and things like that. You've already done all that shit. And it's still not enough and it's still not getting you to where you want to go. And now it's time to take the big action. And I commend you for taking all the other actions. I'm not trying to minimize that. But if you're at that point and you want to scale to multiple 6 figures, this 2-day mastermind is hands down the best investment you'll make in your business. And I stand by that 1,000%. I stand by it to the point where I would even be willing to give someone a refund if they did not feel that that wasn't the best money that they've ever spent on their business. I would even stand by that. And obviously I'm saying it publicly here. I really would, as long as someone's not doing it to play a game, but none of you guys would do that. The cost of this is really irrelevant when you look at what is it costing you in time and in energy and in lost potential money and income you could be bringing in by continuing to be messing around. So in the 2 days, it's going to be straight up. You're going to walk away with having your offers all clearly mapped out so they're profitable. Which offers, because a lot of you have way too many or you don't have enough. So there's a sweet spot. So they're going to be all laid out. You'll walk away with clearly understanding the holes in your business and how to fix them, a clear marketing plan so you can sell the shit out of your offers, because you can have great stuff. You can have all the degrees and accreditations and have all the years of experience. You can be an excellent writer, but if no one knows you exist and you don't have a great marketing plan, then no one's going to buy your crap. And how to attract more paying customers to buy from you on repeat. Because to really scale to multiple six figures, we can't just have like 3 or 4 people buying from you. Okay, we need to increase that volume of highly qualified ideal clients. And you'll also have your money mindset recalibrated for attracting multiple six figures consistently, which is part of what I'm talking about in this episode today, is that if you do not recondition your mindset to a new level, I don't care what strategy I teach you. I don't care how hard you work, how much time you put in. I don't even care if you spend $100,000 in Facebook ads. It will not connect. It will not flow. It will not happen if you do not recalibrate your mindset for the wealth that you want to bring in and heal those deep money and worth wounds. So that is all going to happen here. You're going to get more done in your damn business in 2 days than you've done all year. And my team of ProjectME experts will be here. These are the best of the best, all trained on my methodologies. So you're getting individualized attention, which is why we have a maximum of 15 spots. That's it. So we're almost full right now. So don't blow it off. Go look at the damn page and actually read it and look at the details. The pricing's on there, all that crap. If you have any questions, right, and you're not sure if it's a good fit for you, just apply. That's why I'm offering 20-minute application calls, because I want to make sure it's a good fit. And I'll tell you if it's not right now, because I want you to walk away feeling like you got a great return on your investment, because that only benefits you, and then therefore it only benefits me. Otherwise, it'd be out of integrity. Go to projectmewithtiffany.com/mastermind, projectmewithtiffany.com/mastermind. The link is also in my bio on Instagram at projectmewithtiffany. So if you're still listening at this point, which you damn well better be, and you're probably not done with your workout. So even if you weren't enjoying some of my rants, or even if you're like, I can't come to your mastermind, I totally would, but I can't come on those dates, and you listen to all that, it's because you are in this exact spot of what in the hell am I doing wrong? What am I missing here? I feel like I'm doing all the things and nothing is sticking. And it looks like I'm doing all the things that all these people are doing in my same or similar niche online, and it's working for them and not me. What the actual F? There are 2 main things I need you to hear. And God, it's like I'm talking to that old Tiffany. If she only knew this. Less is more. You were conditioned by society, maybe your family, the school system, that more is better, right? It's crap. Doing more for the sake of doing more creates a desperate energy, right? It's like, oh, I've got to do more. I've got to do more. That gotta do more, gotta do this, should do that, must do this. That's in the energy of desperation, force, and push. That repels abundance. That energy is not magnetic. It actually repels people. No one may tell you you're repelling. They might not even notice it, but they're certainly not drawn in. They're certainly not compelled to read, to learn more from you, to comment, to DM, to email, to make the appointment, etc. Instead, I want you to take strategic, aligned, and intentional actions. And you're like, well, how do I know what to do? Well, number one, if you don't know what in the hell you're doing wrong, instead of staying in that energy, then you need to invest in paying someone you trust who's done it to help guide you, and stop using figuring it out as a strategy, throwing shit at the wall and hope that it sticks as a strategy. That is part of your problem. But the other thing that you can do that's free is really, take a long walk, draw a bath, wherever you feel the most calm. For me, it's water, which is why I have this beach house, which is why the mastermind is at this beachfront property. For me, it's water. Water does wonders, or when I'm traveling. Put all the shoulds, all the shit aside that these quote unquote gurus, coaches, whatever are telling you. And what is your gut telling you? What feels the most aligned? What are some things you could cut out that are sucking your energy dry? Cut out crap. Cut out the crap and focus on the core stuff. The other thing is, you're meant to do this. You might not feel like it right now, but you're destined for making the money and having the beautiful, empowering freedom that abundance brings, where you don't have to depend on any person, on any place, on any client, on any institution, on any job, on any family member for money. It's not that you weren't meant to do this and that's why it's not working. It's not that this isn't cut, you're not cut out for it and that's why it's not working. But you have to believe it first. I believe it for you, but you have to believe it first. You have it the other way around. I did too. You're chasing and waiting for the external proof that you are worthy and you're meant to do this, right? You're wanting to see the clients, the sales, the downloads, the money, the followers, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You're wanting to see all that to then get the validation, and the, tap on the shoulder of, you've been deemed, you're worthy, this is for you. Instead, you need to decide you're worthy, claim you're worthy, show up as such, show up in that energy, and then you'll attract all the things in divine timing. By the way, never in your perfect timing. That shit doesn't happen. It never happens in your timing, in divine timing. So you have it the other way around. You have to decide, I am worthy of this. Why not me? Why can't I do it? Why shouldn't it be me? If I have this dream in my heart, if I'm being called to do this crazy thing of entrepreneurship, of starting a business, whether, you're in affiliate marketing, whether you're in social sales, whether it's whatever, I don't care what it is. It could be working for someone else. It doesn't matter. You wouldn't be called and so drawn to doing that thing if you weren't meant to do it. But you keep looking for evidence you're meant to do it instead of just declaring it for yourself. I need you to say right now, you know what? Fuck it. This is meant for me. Why shouldn't it be meant for me? There's all sorts of people doing it who don't even have as much of experience, who are out of integrity, who don't even know what the hell they're doing, who are 20 years old making millions of dollars. Or 70 years old making millions of dollars. I mean, there's two 70-plus-year-olds crushing it on TikTok, by the way. So don't be telling me you're too old for that either, right? And don't be telling me you're too young and who's going to take me seriously. That's bullshit too. You have to decide that it's for you and really keep yourself in that energy and show up as such, and you will see what happens. You will see what unfolds. If you feel this episode came at just the right time for you and you needed this infusion, take a screenshot, share it on social media, tag me at ProjectME with Tiffany so that I know. I already know in my heart, I already know in my gut that you needed to hear this, but you sharing it, if you needed to hear this, guaranteed there's someone inside your audience. Whether your audience is 200 people or 200,000 or 2 million people, there's someone in your audience that needs to hear the same thing today, and pay it forward by sharing this. Or even share a little video takeaway. If you share a video takeaway of what you learned in this episode, I'll absolutely reshare it in my stories. I would love to see that. Those totally delight me. And don't be sharing your new Apple Starbucks drink either. I mean, if you guys are really vibing it, you can try to sell me on it in the DMs. I know a lot of you are trying to sell me on the pumpkin spice. I don't care how delicious it looks. It ain't happening, okay? Wishing you guys great health, wealth, and worth as always. Don't forget to go check out the mastermind page, projectmewithttiffany.com/mastermind. You can also DM me with any questions. But again, if you're like, wow, I think this could be for me, but I'm not sure, just apply. apply, because again, I likely won't be doing this again. The fact I'm even doing it in the first place is a damn near miracle. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.